The hidden room. Lisa and Mark had always dreamed of owning an old house. When they found a Victorian-style home on the outskirts of town, they knew it was perfect. The house had a charming exterior, tall windows, and an attic that stretched across the entire top floor. The house had been abandoned for nearly 2 decades, yet it was in surprisingly good condition. They got it for a bargain, and soon they moved in. The first few weeks were uneventful. They spent their days fixing small repairs and decorating. But on a stormy evening, while Mark was working in the attic, he noticed something unusual. The attic was smaller than it should have been. He tapped on the far wall and it sounded hollow. "Lisa, come up here," he called. Lisa climbed the creaky stairs, her flashlight flickering. "What is it?" Mark pointed to the wall. "I think there's a hidden room." Excitement filled their minds. Could it be a storage space? A secret library? They grabbed a crowbar and pried at the wooden paneling. With a loud crack, the boards gave way, revealing a dark, dusty room. Inside, they found an old wooden bed, a small desk, and a rocking chair. A thick layer of dust covered everything, yet something felt off. It was too untouched. Lisa stepped inside, her breath visible in the suddenly cold air. "It's like someone lived here and never left." Mark shivered. Why would someone seal off a room like this? Lisa moved toward the desk. An old diary lay on top, the leather cover cracked with age. She picked it up and flipped to the first page. October 5th, 1954. I hear them whisper at night. They call my name, but I don't answer. I'm scared to open my eyes. Lisa exchanged a glance with Mark and continued reading. October 12th, 1954. Mother says I imagine things, but I know I don't. The shadows in the corner move when I sleep. They don't want me here. I don't want to be here. A sudden gust of wind slammed the attic door shut. Lisa screamed, dropping the diary. Mark rushed to open the door, but it wouldn't budge. It stuck. A soft creaking sound came from behind them. The rocking chair was moving. Lisa backed away, her hands shaking. "We need to get out of here." Mark banged against the door. "Help! Someone help us!" A whisper filled the room, soft and cold. "You shouldn't have opened the room." Lisa gasped. "Did you hear that?" Mark nodded, his face pale. The light in Lisa's flashlight flickered, casting shadows on the walls. One shadow was darker than the others. It stretched unnaturally, moving toward them. Lisa grabbed Mark's arm. "Do something." Mark swung the crowbar at the door, breaking the wood. The moment the door cracked open, the whispering stopped. They tumbled out of the attic, slamming the door behind them. For a long moment, they stood in silence, catching their breath. Then, the rocking chair in the hidden room stopped moving. Lisa picked up the diary from the floor, flipping to the last entry. November 2nd, 1954. I locked the door. They can't reach me now. I hope no one ever finds this room again. Lisa and Mark exchanged a look. Without a word, they nailed the panel shut, covering the entrance. That night, as they lay in bed, a soft creaking echoed through the house. The rocking chair was moving again. Lisa and Mark barely slept that night. Every creak and whisper of wind made them flinch. By morning, they decided to leave the attic alone. Maybe if they ignored it, whatever was in there would stay forgotten. Days passed and the house seemed normal again until small things started happening. Objects moved from where they had left them. Cold drafts swept through rooms with no open windows. And at night, Lisa swore she heard faint whispers beneath the floorboards. One evening, Mark returned from work to find Lisa sitting stiffly at the kitchen table, the diary open in front of her. "I couldn't help myself," she whispered. "I read more." Mark frowned. "Lisa, we agreed." "Listen." Her voice was hollow. She traced a passage with her trembling fingers. November 10th, 1954. I was wrong. Locking the door didn't keep them out. Now I am trapped, and they are here with me, watching, waiting. Mark swallowed hard. "We should leave, sell the house." Lisa shook her head. "We need to know what happened." That night they lay in bed, the diary on the nightstand. The house was silent. Too silent. Then, kriak, the unmistakable sound of the attic door opening. Mark bolted upright. "That's impossible. We sealed it." Lisa clutched his arm. "We have to check." With their hearts pounding, they climbed the stairs. The attic door stood slightly ajar. The nails they had hammered in were scattered across the floor. Mark hesitated. Maybe we should call someone. The whispering returned. You let us out. Lisa stepped back, her breath catching. The darkness beyond the door pulsed, as if something unseen was shifting within it. Then the rocking chair scraped against the floor. Lisa and Mark ran. They didn't stop until they were outside, gasping for air. The house loomed behind them, silent once more. The next day they listed it for sale. They never went back inside. A month later, a new family moved in, and on their first night they heard a soft creaking sound from the attic.